things about characters, maybe even finishing books and moving on to second books. Yes. Now, the first thing I want you to do is take a moment to share. Now, I sent you home last night with some post-its in your book, and I said, you must fill them with ideas about character or evidence about character traits that you've identified earlier. Right? I want you to take a moment and share them. So you can take them out of your book now, put them in your notebook, and I want you to share. I want you to show your reading partner how much amazing work you did. So I'll give you about a minute to do that. Which book? Mark, what are you doing? Where's your notebook? In your book. You should have them in your hands. Okay. Now, that was good. I heard lots of talk for a whole minute, a little more than a minute. We're going to continue this work today. We're going to continue to grow these ideas about your characters. But what I want to draw your attention to today is this goal up here. And it's written a bit oddly, right? It says different genre, different channel, different kinds of thinking. Do you have any guesses about what that might mean? So different genre, different channel, different thinking. What's that mean? Well, we know what genres are, right? What's a channel? Channel. You guys know Super Action?
Super Action.
Super Action. You know that TV channel, Super Action?
Oh, Super Action. It's like movie channel. Oh, OCN.
So Super Action, OCN. Albert, if you turn that on, what can you expect to find?
Action.
Action movies, right? So like each channel, the channel is like a genre. Okay? If we turn on SBS Golf, what can we expect to see? Golf, right? If we turn on NBC during the day or at 10 o'clock at night, what can we expect to see?
News.
Or drama. Teluna. What is that?
Hotel de Luna.
Hotel de Luna, right? So I want you to think about, put that away. Just get a new pencil. Okay? And you should be facing me. Okay? Now I want you to think about a TV channel as like a genre. And when you go to that TV channel, okay, you have an idea about what you're going to find already in your head. Right? And when you turn it on, okay, you have these kind of roadmaps for characters. Right? So you've got these predictions about what characters usually do or typically do in these kinds of movies on this channel. And so we do the same thing with books. And you guys have read a lot, right? So let's think. Characters in fantasy books, what do they normally do? What do they normally do? Characters in fantasy books. You talk and I'll write. What do they normally do? So think about Percy Jackson. Think about Harry Potter.
Magic.
There's magic. Okay, so maybe the character has a magic power. Maybe it's unknown to them at the beginning of the book. Right? That's kind of typical, right? They discover they have this power, right? Like Moana. Right? She discovers she has Moana, my favorite movie ever. There is, what else happens in fantasy stories? What do characters go through, Stella? They have a rival, some kind of enemy, right? What else? Right, they have challenges, they have obstacles they must overcome. And what do they do at the end?
They win.
They win, right? They win, they slay the dragon.
So there are sad endings in fantasy.
There are.
Some.
They slay the dragon. They learn something new. They turn into the hero. Okay, so this is what we can expect from fantasy. Right, so when we pick up a fantasy book, even if it's brand new, we have an idea of how that story goes in our head. And we use that to help us understand the characters more deeply. And what about historical fiction? What normally happens to characters in historical fiction? What typically happens?
War.
Okay, so there is a war, there's some kind of
Historically.
historical event, and usually a bad one. Right, there's a historical event that the character's involved in. There is injustice, terror, racism.
Everybody's staring at me.
Huh? Yeah, racism. So these kinds of things are what characters in historical fiction tend to endure, right, and fight against. So the characters are normally fighting against some giant problem in society, right? So we kind of know this about historical fiction. Even if it's a brand new book, we've got this background knowledge about historical fiction. What about mystery? What's going to happen in mystery? Well, we know there's unknown stuff, and there are clues, right? And some of them clues are good, and some of those clues are dead ends. What else? Right? There's right. Somebody is trying to figure something out. Okay, and they're going down all these tunnels and trying these different things like a big maze. Right? So you guys know all of this already about most of the genres that you're reading. Okay? So I want you to turn and talk for a minute. How can your knowledge of this deepen your understanding of the characters in your book? Okay, talk to each other for a minute.
We can see what kind of you know what they go through, you know how they feel, and then you know like and you highlight the concept of the parts that is about special stuff and genre. So like mystery, you have to look out for clues, we know that. And so what's your opinion?
Okay. Anybody want to share before we go back? How might thinking about the way these stories... Hey, Imbe a minute. I need your attention, guys. Yeah, that means stop playing with the pencil. Face forward. Right? how can thinking about what characters in these books normally do and how the stories normally go, how can that help us deepen our understanding about character? What's it help us do? What's something you heard? Any ideas?
If we know what genre this book is, we can know the general predict that
That's right.
this chapter will be like this.
That's right. We use our background knowledge to make predictions, right? To help guide us when we're confused. We also have other characters to compare our stories to, right? And we're making text-to-text connections. We're thinking about how the themes, the characters, how these come together beyond the books, right? And why that might be. Okay, so when you leave the carpet today, I want you to be thinking about the genre of your book. What other stories do you know of that genre? Okay, and how can that help you as you continue to read? Okay, so when you get back to your desk, notebooks are open, Post-its are out. You're working through your books. I'm going to come see how you're doing. And anybody that needs a new book, we'll get them today. All right? Okay, let's go.